Glad to be here. I wasn't early today. I was just right on time. How do you like that one? That don't happen very often, does it? That don't happen very often. Well, let me get my phone set up. The gentleman was really nice the other day and gave me a nice donation with the phone stand. Move that. I don't know why they like sitting under my feet, but my fur babies prefer sitting directly under my feet or in my chair as soon as I get up than anywhere else in this RV. They love to sit right under my feet. Don't you? Don't you? Both of you. Yes, both of you. It's got to be their favorite spots. Well, we'll give a few minutes, see if anybody wants to join in today. I'm sure I'll get one or two, or I would hope so. Of course, there's going to be a troll or two that's got to watch, even though they can't comment. Oh, goodness sakes. Good. Well, I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. Good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. I'll probably plan on being in Topeka, Kansas on Monday. And I will either probably park next to the Capitol or the courthouse. Either or. And when the idiot trolls don't show up there with their so-called paperwork, warrant and whatever, I'll be headed to Salina. And I'll be there at least a day, maybe two. Hopefully visiting Tom the veteran and Walt and Betty, a couple friends. And see if the idiot shows up there. And they said they're going to show up in Topeka, Salina, or both. So we'll see. I think they're writing a check their ass can't cover. We will see, though. Ain't that right, little baby girl, huh? Ain't that right, little baby girl? Oh, them idiots. My dogs sure love me for someone that beats them, don't they? They love me. They be right by my side all the time. Don't you, babies? Yeah, she likes laying next to me. She's so cool. Jack, he's just old. And ain't nobody in the world ever going to believe anybody beats Jack. Jack's a grumpy old man. He's been that way since he was a little puppy. Nobody can hit Jack. Jack will bite you in a heartbeat. Won't you, Jack? Huh? I think the only one or thing he wouldn't bite is his girlfriend, Lulu. He lets her get away with all kinds of shit. I don't blame him, though. When she goes in the heat, she lets him get some, you know? So, he's awful happy with her. And they play well together and everything. It's so cool. I wished I got him a mate a lot earlier. Woo, it's a hot one today. I'm glad it's about ready to get on the cool side when the sun goes down. Doug had to go out and tow a Jeep. I think he's going to make cheeseburgers when he gets back. That'd be cool. I may stay here this evening. I may pull over to the truck stop this evening. I haven't decided which yet. But tomorrow I will probably go to Smithville. I'm thinking about sitting in Smithville tomorrow. So go up to Smithville and not go to the lake, but go to the town. Because a lot of people is going to be headed up to the lake Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I figure I'll go there tomorrow. And then we can I don't think Randy knows I'm live on YouTube. If he did, he probably wouldn't message me on Facebook. But that's okay. I'll have to check that out when I get there. Well, nobody got a question or nothing. I don't know who's here unless you make a comment, so I can't say hello to such and such, because unless somebody makes a comment, I don't know who's here. So, hello, two people, whoever y'all are. Definitely thank you for joining in. Oh, 3, thank you for joining in. Feel free to comment. It's talking and token. If you want, I can do all the talking and all the toking. It don't matter. But I'd like it where people join in. You can ask anything you like on these TNTs. Now, tomorrow at noon will be a story time. No comments on that. Just a story out of the journey that I've been on for the last 10 years. Hey, Derek, how you doing? Howdy. Oh, 4 of them. And I will do those on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And I'm going to keep up doing the 4:20 and the 8 o'clock here on YouTube. And I appreciate y'all joining in. Even if it's only for 30 seconds and a like button, it really, really, really helps the channel. And I keep going up in numbers. I think the Bong Father lost a subscriber. He was at 8 and now it says 7. Must be the videos that he does. Oh, goodness. I'm really waiting until Monday to Tuesday to see if we can find out who the Topeka Wicked Witch is. I don't think nobody's going to show up in Topeka and serve me the papers. If they do, I got a good chance to find out who the Wicked Witch is. And if I do and I get the name and address, you will see me do a video as I go into court and file a lawsuit the same day. Probably take a month to whatever before it gets into court like Walmart did. I'll just go away and take care of my stuff, but I'll come back for the court. You can bet on that. Right now, to me, that's one of the most important things there is to prove what liars these people are. And so the people around them, their families and stuff, will know about them. Oh, I know nobody's going to show up, and I'm not wasting my time. I'm going there to get signatures on the petition, Dirk. I mean, I know what you mean, but I'm going to stop there and hopefully get some donations to continue on. No, if I didn't need to stop and get donations and stuff, I'd just blow by it. I know they're blowing smoke up my ass. They've been blowing smoke up my ass for 3 years, brother. I know. But I do, it's like 80 miles to Topeka, so I really could use some help. And if I stop the one day in Topeka, I can stop and prove that they lied about the Topeka thing. So it's not a waste of time in my book. Number one, I'm going to prove they're full of shit. And number two, maybe I'll get a $20 donation for a shirt or $1 here and there for gas. You know what I mean? So I know what you're saying by nobody's going to show up and it's a waste of time. That I agree with. But to me, it's not a waste of time. It's worth it for the day. To see their stupid excuse like I couldn't get there, I couldn't find you, it'd be something stupid as normal. If even they leave an excuse. But one of my friends told me earlier they think they know her, and they're going to do some checking on some things, and they would get back to me. That would be a blessing. That would be a real blessing right there. Oh, and the chief of police office out in New Hampshire did finally call me back. And they say the same stupid thing, that their hands are tied. They don't do nothing with cyberbullying in the state of New Hampshire. I think they need to change that law. But Hey, maybe we can get that done next year. But that comes straight from the idiotic chief of police and them there. They don't care if people bully you on the internet or nothing. That they themselves in Rochester don't have any laws or nothing against it. And according to Google, they do. So you either believe the liars down there at the police department that don't want to do their jobs, or you go read the case law where it says, yes, it falls under bullying and harassment. I mean, I do know how to read. But to each his own. They have their Calvin forever. So. Got the one idiot troll saying that everybody's fleeing my Facebook and all because I turned it all about my trolls and away from the mission. No, I haven't. Not at all. The mission is pretty much over with, travel-wise anyway. So if people are wanting to and staying here to watch me travel around and continue the mission, that's not going to happen. The travel part of the mission's over. You know what I mean? I'm traveling back to Arizona and taking this off the road. I'll forever have when you see the petition taken down, then you will know the mission is over. You know what I mean? But until then, the mission's not over, and I'll be fighting every day. Why can't I sit at home or at my family's or something and fight on the computer like others do? You know what I mean? That's all they do. And yet people think they're working to get and they are. I mean, I'm not saying they're not. People appreciate they're working on the computer and stuff to help other people. So I would think the same for me. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to be on the computer. I'm going to try and write a book. I really think the book's going to be the best thing. Hey, if I make $1 or $2 financially, that'd be great. If people actually pick it up and read it, they might learn some things. And if they scan the QR that will be on it to the petition, maybe the petition will finally do something. Maybe it won't. But I quote Jeff Mazansky, the guy here in the state of Missouri, the only guy in the state of Missouri to get life without parole. I'll make a quote that I've got right off of an interview with him where he says petitions work. Yes, petitions work. That the only reason he was out of jail, sentence converted, was because of a petition. Doug just pulled back in. Oh, goodness. Doug don't like YouTube because he couldn't comment and stuff. Well, he finally got back on his account where he can comment now and all. It's just he don't even realize I'm on my YouTube, or it's because he's driving and he's not on his phone. Hey, Stephen, how you doing? Howdy. Welcome. Thank you, people, for joining me today. Like I say, even if it's just for 31 seconds and you hit the like button, I hope this don't kick me off. Oh, it didn't. I replied to Doug that I was at YouTube Live. He didn't know. Maybe we'll see another person come on in a minute. Maybe he'll comment. He might go there to see if he can still get on it and comment. Before he couldn't. And all of a sudden he could, so maybe he can. I think he got his account straightened out. I'm not 100% sure. But looking forward to doing a story time tomorrow at noon. I haven't really thought about what it's going to be about yet. Probably something way back, 2014 time. I want to do a bunch at the beginning and then some in the middle and some towards the end and then come back and fill in. But I'll give it a little bit of thought tonight and see if I can put together a picture montage and stuff so we can do a nice story time tomorrow at noon. All this stuff you can go on my thing, and don't just look at my videos. You got to click on lives and it'll show you all the lives I've done. And there's 2 of them so far that say story time. One was done Monday and one was done Wednesday. Monday was just kind of introducing myself. Wednesday was telling about the very first news story ever broke about me. Four Corner News. I don't know what tomorrow is going to be about, but it'll be something. Could be the first illegal search on the way to Emporia, Kansas. I don't know. I haven't given it much thought. I will this evening because I got to do one tomorrow. I'll make it about anything but our trolls. How's that? Now they'll try and harass me to make me make it about them, but that won't happen. And if you do happen to see one of my stories throughout the week, if I get the subscribers and the channel builds up like I'm hoping, I'll do them Monday through Friday. And if you happen to see one of them, next time you're on the TNT like this, feel free to ask me questions about them or this, that, and the other or whatever. And at any time, feel free to ask me any question you like. She's like, leave me alone. I am relaxed. Now, does that look like a dog that's overheated or beat up or anything? Not panting, nothing, just laying there resting. Oh, baby. No, she's not dead. Oh, baby. Got a stupid message they're going to call PETA and local groups and tell them how they abuse my dogs and stuff. I don't think them groups will let people report anonymously. That would be a mistake if they did, because that means anybody could do that to people across the nation. That wouldn't be right at all. And they may. And I know one time someone was sent by. She just didn't admit to it. She didn't deny it either. But her question wasn't about the petition, the prisoners, none of that. It was more about, oh, how are your dogs? And, you know, do you need me to pick them up some dog food and stuff like that? It was all about the dogs. So I knew damn well she was from somewhere, whatever. Picking on a man's dog is just something else. Or picking on a person about their animals is something else. I mean, if it's true, yeah. But, you know, the untruth, that's what's so wrong. And they just made the comment yesterday that I beat my dogs every day. Or that I abuse them every day. Before it was just... the idiot bong father said he seen me hit him. And then he clarified it and said it was her. But if anybody watches the videos throughout that whole couple of months, they would know better. She had just given birth to 4 puppies. And, I mean, you couldn't put her any higher on a pedestal than I did because she was a mama dog and all. And I'm so proud of her and everything. Those aren't mine. They're not mine. Oh, okay. Hey, John, how you doing? Oh, I'm not set up today, my brother. I'm going to set up tomorrow and the next day, where I've never set up before, in a town of Smithville. Now, I've been to Smithville a couple times, last year and this year both, but it was to go through the town and go out to the lake and be at the state, or I don't think, it may be state. It's either state or county. I don't know. I think it's county, yeah, because I've seen sheriffs out there. So it's a county park where we launch the Sea-Doos and where I rent the campground a couple of days. That's called Smithville Lake. Well, there's a town of Smithville right before the lake where everybody, gets their food, their gas, all that before they go out to the actual lake. Well, something's telling me to just go on out there and check that out, and I've been wanting to. It's only 30 miles from Doug's. So I think in the morning I'm going to drive out to Smithville Lake and see how it is. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. And everybody gets to see these animals every day. Every day. People look through my door, look through my windows. My curtains are always up. I don't have a cover in my front windshield. Anybody can 24/7 look in my window because I don't hide nothing from nobody. Nothing from nobody. They want to be peeping Toms, look at my windows there, you know what I mean? Somebody say, I seen the crack of your ass. Well, why are you looking in my window, You want to look, be nosy? Look. That's why I say they're so stupid making comments like that. But anyhow, I'm just going to pick a side street that's got parking in Smithville and park and see if I can get people to stop and sign the petition. Yes, I will tell them that I could sure use a little help getting back to Arizona and retiring the vehicle and myself. And if they'd like to donate, that I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, and that's exactly what I'll tell them. You know what I mean? I'm not going to tell them that I'm going to continue driving this on the journey for legalization. No, it's on the journey to Arizona to end the legalization journey part. Just the journey part, not the legalization part. If somebody could give me a smaller RV, I could get a hair up my ass and repaint it as a Cannabis 3 or 4. Call it the Canavan and do it another year. We don't know. I don't know. All I know is this one is getting retired. I'm taking it back to Arizona and retiring it. I've told y'all all along how good she's been and this, that, and the other and whatnot. And I'm telling you, she's getting worn out. She's done well over what any motorhome should have to do in its lifetime. There's not too many people that's got motorhomes like this with over 100,000 miles on them. There just ain't. They ain't. Most of them this year and stuff's got 20, 30, 40, maybe 50,000 on them. People just didn't drive these things. They weren't built to be driving, 100,000 miles and stuff. So she's been really great and all. But I don't want her to completely give out to where I can't repair her or nothing in the middle of nowhere. I'd rather get her back to Arizona and give her a nice place to be and everything. Well, thank you, John. Well, I appreciate that. My next destination, Monday I'll probably be in Topeka, Kansas. Tuesday I'll probably head to Salina. Wednesday or Thursday I will be headed down towards Wichita. And I'm headed to my friends in Texas, Awesome Possum. I'm headed there first, and then destination after that is, because that's my foster family. I'm going to go see my awesome possum foster family. And then I'm headed to my real family. And then, who knows? I might be going to Horseshoe Lake. I might be going to Quartzsite, Arizona. Who knows? I don't even know. The only person that knows is the good Lord above, and He'll steer me in the right direction. I know this with all my heart. He's taken care of me the last 10 years. He's not going to forsake me now. Nope, nope, nope. Sometimes I'll get my wires crossed and think I'm supposed to do something, and all of a sudden this won't start, or something will happen. Or, I really, really want to go north and west, and something will happen, weird weather or whatnot, and I can't go that way. Like year before last when the engine was blown, I wanted to go up to Washington State and all first. But I had that commitment at Truck Hinge. And because I blew the engine but got it back on the road and everything, I just was going to make it backwards. But by the time I got back, it was too late to try and make it up there. So, things change, and I feel like I wasn't supposed to. And, it's that, like, listening to that little voice you have and stuff, or that gut feeling, most of the time, your first gut feeling, thought, or whatever is the best one. We often second guess it and stuff. So, I take it as the good Lord letting me know I'm not supposed to go that particular time, that particular route, whatever. Because there's a few times that's just absolutely amazing. And I know it was nothing short of the grace of the Father above that it happened. Getting this RV back was one of them. When my family lost the house and Tom gave me the RV back, that was definitely by the grace of the man above. The grace of Tom, too, of course, but definitely due to the man above. It would have sold on eBay. I would have never seen it again. Tom would have never seen it. None of that would have ever happened. But the good Lord had a different plan, didn't He? That's what made Scooter so mad, and why he's been trolling me all this time, is because the good Lord used him, and he don't like it. But like the trolls say that they ruined my mission, that they defeated me and whatnot, and it's not them. It's the world's changed. A lot of people, they sit at home, they go to work and whatnot, and they don't get out much and stuff, and I don't blame them, because the world has changed. I mean, literally, the United States of America has 100% changed in the last couple of years. Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, they could see that, and they're blind, but they could see it just with their extra senses and all, I'm sure. The world has changed so much, and it seems like it's changing more rapidly. It all started back during the pandemic, of course, and it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And I don't know. I mean, a person just don't feel safe like they used to. Now you got to always look around, watch your back, this, that, and the other. There's a lot of crazy people. I mean, not just my trolls. And I'm not saying they're not certifiable crazy. I think they are. But I mean, like, okay, now Tom will tell you Mary, the lady from Topeka, is absolutely harmless. And she may be. But if you watch the video of her coming out there, you wouldn't think so. But I believe Tom when he tells me that she's harmless, but she's off her meds or doing what she's doing. But that's all she's going to do is a yelling and hollering. Man, I've seen people walking down the street Oh hell, I've seen people walk into a Walmart drinking a iced coffee and stuff, get close to the end, and just throw it in the floor of the Walmart and walk on like they never done it. I ain't never seen shit like that in my life. And I mean, probably between 16 and 19, somewhere in that neighborhood. What kind of parenting skills did them people go through? Be sucking a pound and a half full of drink and whatnot, and right as you're going in the door of Walmart, you want to get rid of it. Too lazy to put it in a trash can or anything. Just throw it on the floor like, well, somebody clean that mess up. God, you just want to say something to someone, but you know better. You know better, because then the Karen or something's going to come out and whatnot. And people are just, wow. And a lot of them are mad at the economy and the job, the money and all that, and that I understand. But, man, don't take it out on fellow man. Take it out on the government stuff, the people you should be pissed at. Don't take it out on Walmart, If people are going to do that, I understand why Walmarts are closing their doors when people are running in and stealing all their goods. Lots of Walmarts now are putting in all these cases where you got to go get a person to unlock the case to get something now. It's crazy. It's stupid they have to go to that extent. But I do understand, because the world's just gone mad. The movie, It's a Mad, Mad World, nah, that movie ain't got nothing on what's going on these days. You tell someone you don't smoke, cigarettes, not cannabis. They ask you for a cigarette. I don't smoke. Not just okay or whatever. I get quite a few people here and there, and the encounters are just really brief, so I don't get a chance to turn a camera on or nothing. But y'all probably seen, or I know some of you seen, some of the stupid people or crazies or handicapped, whatever you want to call them, that I put up with. But me, I say anybody that says cannabis is bad is crazy, because they're uneducated. And if you're uneducated, in my book, you're crazy. But that's just me, yo. Hey, please try and get your friends to subscribe to my channel. Help me get it up. Next step is 75, and I'm at 60 or 60 something right now. See if we can get to 75 and then 100. And, up from there, I'd like to really build this channel up. Yes, I'd like to get paid. If I can tell stories and have these talks and answer questions and stuff, and they want to pay me a couple of dollars a month, yeehaw! Let the trolls be real mad about that one. I can see if that happen. I get 1,000 viewers and I get to sit here and can make upwards of $1,000 a month. First time I show that check, well, their heads are going to explode, And of course they say that I scammed YouTube with a bunch of lies and stories to do it. Oh, goodness sakes. Oh. Doug, him and the family is going to his farm. He owns a couple of houses and him and his family owns 300 acres and a couple houses and stuff. He calls it the farm. They're going down there for the weekend. I could go if I wanted, but it's like 150 miles out of the way. And you take going down there 150 miles and back 150 miles, that's 300 miles out of the way, and no, I can't do that. I can't do that. Ain't got the gas to do that. Or I would just go down there, and they got a private lake, and it gets stocked with catfish and bass all the time. Every year they stock it. And some of the family goes down there and catches a bunch of fish and have fish fries. It sounds like fun. So they got a big old dock that they built on the lake and whatnot. And just take a big run and jump off the dock, swim around. Sounds like fun. But, yeah, a little too far out of my reach. I'm actually stretching my reach right now going to Smithville because it's 30 miles in the opposite direction. And you got to look at it as 60 miles because it's 30 there and 30 back. You know, anything out of the way of south and west is out of my way. It's out of my way, if you know what I mean. So I gotta be careful what I do. If it hadn't have been for Puzzle Pieces giving me the $200 donation, I wouldn't be having the money to drive around or even get to Topeka. That will cover me getting to Smithville and back and Topeka. And that's why I don't mind stopping in Topeka for the day, because I really could use a little bit of fuel. You know what I mean? Now, true, if worse come to worse, or if somewhere along the way, and this goes out to any of y'all, okay, if somebody's got a few days work, a pretty damn good mechanic, good painter, all that, if somebody's got some legitimate work and legitimate pay, hey, I'll come by and I'd be glad to do it. You know what I mean? And then I can work my way back too. Because like I say, I'm in no super hurry. I'm not driving around trying to go city to city and do the petition and stuff. I'm just trying to get home. And if I have to stop and work a couple days or a week, whatever, paint someone's inside their house or outside or something, can make some good money, let me know. And anybody on Facebook that's followed me for a while should know I'm a pretty good painter. I painted apartments for 3 years out there for Neely's Apartments in Knoxville, Tennessee. 3 different years in a row they had me come out there and repaint all the apartments for all the college kids. Plus, you know, ex-sign painter. So you might say I know my way around the brush. A lot of y'all have seen my mechanical skills and keeping this running, putting the crankshaft sensor on that car I bought in Quartzsite and stuff like that. So there you go, folks. If anybody's got something I can stop and do, you need a clutch put in or this, that, and the other, let's talk turkey. Tell me how much you're willing to spend and I'll stop and come and do it. Because I have no problem working at all. And now, hell, if I wanted to go join a carnival or anything, I kind of feel free because, like I say, the journey of the mission's journey's over. It's over with. It ended at Puzzle Pieces. Now it's just a fight and whatnot to get home and find something to do besides write the book. Heck, I could land a job that I really, really like or something between here and Arizona. And I just work there for a little bit and get, you know, settled up and whatnot. Another vehicle and whatnot. But I really like to make it to Arizona and be around my family to do all that. But who knows what I'll find along the way. You know, really, who knows what I'll find along the way. And just like being blessed with this vehicle, you never know. You never know. They might be somebody that says, yo, you know, hey, here's this nice little camper and whatnot. I'd like to trade you for the Cannabus. And, you know, put it as a sign at my store or put it where people can come see it or whatever, you know. I would immediately call Tom and ask him what he thinks. Because Tom gets first choice on the RV. And that's just that. Like when I first made up my mind to give it to him. You know, and I didn't steer away from that, and I gave it to him. Didn't expect him to give it back, and he didn't know he was going to give it back. Although the trolls would say all that was planned, it wasn't. But to me, it's only fair to give it back to Tom if he wants it back, because it was his, and He gave it back to me, and I look at it just to use, you know. And if he wants it back, he knows he's more than welcome to come and get it. He knows that I'll probably need it to get to Arizona. But then again, me and him, neither one actually know that. You know what I mean? Me and him both know. Just like when he told me to pray on it, when he wanted to buy it from me, pay payments, and I didn't want to take payments. I was hoping just to be done with it. And he told me that night to pray on it. And the only thing that come to head was, oh hell, I don't care if he pays for it or not. It's his. And from that day on, I had declared that. And I know when he gave it to me, he probably figured he'd never see it again and whatnot. And that's cool and all. But when I'm done with it, I'd really like to give him the offer to take it back. Knowing Tom the way that I know Tom, if someone was to offer me another RV for it or something, he would tell me to take it. I'm pretty sure. Now, if somebody offered cash for it, of course I'd tell Tom, and I'd say, yo, Tom, hey, this person wants to give such and such for it. I'll split it with you. You know, we'll do something. But if he'd like to come and get it, he is more than welcome to come and get it. Man, John, that would be great. I need people on it and whatnot. And hey, I'm going to share my my GoFundMe. If people want to share my GoFundMe, please do. I haven't shared it in a while, but because and that's because I thought the events, you know, I was going to sell a lot of shirts. But I can show y'all. But I'm sure y'all believe me. Well, hell, right here. I don't have to go far. Oh, damn it. It's up there, it flipped. See that whole bag of shirts? Those hanging there? And there's a whole bag full of these shirts. They've all got the designs on them and stuff. Okay? I've still got close to $1,000 worth of shirts. Hell, they should have went at, you know, any good event. But, they didn't, you know, and no other people selling, you know, tie-dyes and shirts was doing good either. So it wasn't just they didn't like my shirts or nothing. It's nobody's got the money right now really to put out $20 for a shirt and stuff, and that I understand. And that's why I make them in large. You know, I'll wear them the rest of my life. I'll have some T-shirts if nothing else, but. If people would like to help me out, and I'll have to go back over the GoFundMe. I'm pretty sure it says that it tells the story that I'm going back to Arizona or whatever. It's not to continue the journey, but any help is to help me get back to the family and retire, basically. So, you know, how these idiots say I scam people, I don't know. They're just with their mouth, I guess. I want people to know what it's actually for. You know what I mean? Now, when I was moving on and headed east and going to another state and farther away, yep. I was telling them, yeah, your donations help me get to the next town and all. And it still does, but I want them to know it helps me get to the next town to stop driving around. I won't stop advocating. I'll push the petition. Hell, it's going to be on the book cover, okay? Probably the back, but it will be incorporated in the book. I'm in no way, shape, or form giving up the mission. People take things out of context. When I say I'm ending the mission, it's the journey part. I will forever fight for the vets and everyone else for what I stand for. Federal legalization or repeal of all cannabis laws. To have everybody's record destroyed that's got a marijuana record. And the cannabis prisoners free. I'll fight that until it all happens or I die. That fight will go on. That's just, and it will. You know, when these Vietnam vets that I shook their hand and promised them that I would be their voice, I mean that. I mean that. As long as I have a voice, I will be that. But I didn't promise to drive around in a motorhome and try to do it personally, state to state to state. But if I closed my Facebook, I closed my YouTube, and I just went away, to me that's giving up. But to pay $45, it's $15 a month for my website. Okay? So you figure when I go off the road, and that's not a whole lot, but you figure I'm going to pay $15 a month when I come off the road so people can go to my website and sign the petition. Okay, that'll come out of my retirement. I won't be out here bumming people for money. Once I get off the road and whatnot, I'll take that GoFundMe down. I set it for $4,200, and why I come up with that, I'll tell everybody. I come up with $4,200 in honor of 420. Sure, it could have been $420, but that wouldn't give me very much or very far. I did it for the 42 because when I first started this journey, I sold the generator out of the first RV, the big gen set and stuff. I sold everything that I had because I knew I wasn't coming back to Farmington, New Mexico. So I sold everything I had and whatnot, and I gathered up right at $5,000, and I hit the road. So I actually started the whole thing with $5,000 that I personally put in, and the motorhome, the one that burned. So that's why I set it and felt right about setting it at $4,200. If people were to help me with $4,200 to get all the way back to Arizona and maybe pay a month's rent or so I could write a book or whatever, or help get a vehicle or get started, that would be wonderful. Do I expect it to hit $4,200? Shit, I'll be lucky if it hits the $420. And I'm happy that it's actually had a donation or two. Extremely happy, extremely happy. So don't get me wrong. And like I say, people are not buying shirts and stuff. I know it's hard out there. I know it's real hard out there, and people ain't got extra money. But hey, if people find that they got an extra, I think it's $5 a minimum on GoFundMe. I don't know. But if somebody finds they've got a couple dollars extra, and they want to give me an attaboy for being out here almost 10 full years, 9 3/4, and they want to give me an attaboy or something for it, buy me a meal, a shower. Showers are $17, by the way. Please, either do it here, well, not here, I'm so used to being on Facebook. Either do it on my Facebook Messenger, which I get it right away, or they can give it to me on my GoFundMe, which I'm going to start sharing again, that says help me get, off the road. And anything's appreciated. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Nobody owes me anything for it. They don't. Nobody. I mean, I'm so tickled to death to do that and do it for others. Now, if people want to help me get there and help get me started and whatnot, God bless them. That's what life's about. But nobody owes me a thing. I never expected to get $1 out of this. And when all's said and done, I don't see where I'm going to get $1 out of it, unless if I can write a book and it sells, yes, I'll probably make some profit out of it. If somebody picks up and wants to do the movie and I can sell movie rights or something, yes, I'll probably profit something off of it. But other than that, the only thing I profited off of it the last 10 years is my salvation and soul. And that's priceless, man. I've already got the best prize I could ever get. And it happened because I've done this journey. And that's when I got like this with Yahweh and Yahshua. Before I didn't care about religion, wouldn't talk religion. I was just so confused and bounced around in foster homes. You got to go here, you got to go there, you got to believe in this and this, that, and the other. And, and you hear about the Catholics and then they touch little boys and this, that. And you you get forced to go and stuff, and it's like, wow, I hated religion. But it was this journey. And I believe all in my heart that, because, well, let me back up just a little bit, okay? At the time, it was my only friend. So, my only friend at the time, which, see, the idiot trolls won't say nothing about this. They want to bring up police records and stuff and things that happened. He talks about his cerebral palsy son and this, that, and the other. He's, the way that idiot talks. There's a guy named Richard Strong that was my friend. And we were friends. We were good friends. I knew him and I knew his fiancée very, very, very well. Okay? There was 5 drivers at the tow truck company. I was one, he was one. Jenny, my wife, was training as a driver. Me and Richard hit it off. And we were always hanging together and whatnot. And the other drivers, they did their things and whatnot. I mean, I knew them. We weren't friends like me and Richard were. And Richard would come over and hang at the house. I'd go hang at their house, stuff like that. Hey, John, if you go on Facebook, message Penny. You'll see Penny, the only Penny on it. Penny. She will take Cash App for me, and then she immediately puts it to me on my Facebook pay. So that's she's done that for a year now. Trustworthy 1,000%. Other than that, I just have the GoFundMe. I don't do the Cash Apps and stuff. They were yeah. Now that they changed my name, maybe it'll work. But Cash App and stuff like that, they treated me really, really bad last year and all. I had people want to make a donation, and they said it was a scam to them and wouldn't accept donations and stuff because of my name. So Cash App and all them, they've left a real bad taste in my mouth. But Facebook Messenger, Penny through Facebook will accept Cash App for me. And if you ask her for her Cash App thing, she'll give it to you. You're more than welcome to do that. And then, of course, I'm going to share the GoFundMe here when I get off of this live and whatnot. Well, getting back to the story here, there was a guy that owned a house that come by the tow company. It was Bulldog Towing. And I drove flatbed. I was teaching my ex-wife how to drive flatbed. Richard drove a flatbed. We had 2 other drivers that drove regular hook trucks. And then we had the dispatcher and stuff. Okay. Guy comes by the tow company one day and says, "Yo, man, I've thrown this guy out of the house a month ago. He left a bunch of junk in the yard, truck, car, trailers, you name it. And he wanted to get rid of it. Would we come tow it all off?" And the company made an agreement with them to give them these orange stickers, and it said, if this is not removed by such and such day, and they gave it a whole week, okay? And the property owner did. He went there and he tagged on the windows all the vehicles that everything he wanted us to move, the trailers and all. He tagged every one of them to mark them what we were supposed to move off the property. Okay, and evidently we didn't know at the time. The guy was living there, no water, no electric or nothing. He wasn't even he was supposed to have been gone, not even living there. As far as we knew, he abandoned this shit on the property. Whether the owner knew he was living in there or not, don't know, and I can't call that. Now I do know after the incident, or the tragedy, you might say, the neighbors the next day. It was quoted in the paper and stuff that they said, yeah, he said if anybody touched his stuff, he'd kill him. My God, if we had known that, we had never went there. Richard would have never died. Let's back up. A week goes by from when the vehicles were tagged, that if they're not removed by such and such on such and such day, we're going to remove them and tow them over to Bulldog Towing. It just happened to be bring your kid to work day. And one of our drivers, I'm friends with, but not Robert, you know what I mean? He had his family and stuff, and he didn't live close to me like Robert did, not. But what I'm saying is, he brought his 8-year-old son, 8 or 9, I think it was 8. Okay. So, all 4 tow trucks show up. Okay. The dispatcher shows up with our service truck. So Jenny is riding with me, my ex-wife, training. Bulldog Towing let us, even though she wasn't training to be a driver, she could have still been there. Richard's girlfriend, fiance, was riding with him. Okay. Thankfully, tow companies has got sense and whatnot. They don't mind if you have a rider with you. It's just a hell of a lot safer, especially at night. You know what I mean? When you're out there alone and you might run across a crazy or something. If you ain't got a Rottweiler or a friend in the truck, it's kind of stupid. Some tow company, well, insurance you can't or whatnot. Well, thankfully, Bulldog Towing is one of the smart tow companies that sees where there's an advantage. Okay. Now, if I went out and picked someone up and there was too many people, oh heck, I'd leave her at the scene, take the people on their tow, come back and pick her up or whatever. But anyhow, she was riding with me, and Richard's fiance was riding with him. The other driver, for some reason, Danny was our supervisor, so I can't think of the other guy's name. But he brought his 8-year-old son. Because it's take your kid to work with you day or whatever hell you do. Something in the school, and if their bosses or whatever will let you go, no matter what you are, it's go to work with your dad day or something that school put on. And he had his kid with him that day, just normal tow day. Nobody knows what's going on whatsoever. Hey, let's go over there and tow this junk away. Richard's the first one to pull on the property, backs up, sucks the truck, just loaded with garbage and stuff all over it, sucks it up on his truck, locks it down, moves over to the corner of the property. While he's doing that, they tell me which one they want me to hook to. I flip around and I'm backed up and I've got my bed down and I'm pulling the trailer up on it as Richard's finishing his. So as I'm just pulling my trailer up and putting the bed down and locking it down when he starts walking over towards me. And on the ground was a bunch of shit, outside the trailer, parts that I have to pick up and throw on the truck too and move away too. And so he came over and he was helping me pick these parts and stuff up. Okay, when first we was on the side of the tow truck, the driver's side, and then we went around to the back of it, and pow, is what I remember. And in my mind, I thought fireworks. I never thought gun. My first impression or thought was not gun or nothing. It was fireworks. Okay? Richard falls backwards. His last words, I don't know, or last word was either gun or run. I honestly don't know which one it was. But that was the last word anybody here ever heard him say. Was either gun or run. That's when it clicked in that some idiot was firing. My ex-wife, runs over and hides behind the air conditioning unit, that if this guy stuck his head out the window and looked, he could have seen her and shot her, just like a setting duck. She was cornered there and nothing hiding her. So kind of a dumb place to run, but at least, Me, I'm running for cover, and you hear the second pow. Well, after it's all over, they figured out the gunshots and stuff. The second one, he tried to hit me, and it grazed the asphalt. There was a streak on the asphalt where it ricocheted under my feet. Okay. The third shot man, the Lord was with me that day. When the second shot went off, I beelined towards my tow truck door. Well, I was going to hop in the cab of my tow truck, and duck down in the tow truck. I knew where he was at and whatnot. And I had a full run towards the tow truck. I had put diesel in it that morning before we went and do these calls, and I didn't check or wipe the diesel off the tank, and the step is the tank. And just as I get up towards that top step, my foot goes out from underneath of me from the diesel, and I fall down as it goes pow, and I thought I felt something on my neck, just the feeling of something on my neck. And buddy, I'm running, and that's when the first police car pulls up. It was an unmarked gray sedan detective. So I dive behind the car to tell him where the guy is and that's when a shot, just right before I dived, he was opening the trunk of his car to get his gun out, okay? The detective guy, he had a long gun or whatever they call him in it there. And just as he opened his trunk, I go to dive behind his car saying, dude, he's over there, like that. When he shot, that bullet lodged in the trunk lid of the trunk where the officer opened it up. First officer on the scene almost got shot. It came right above the rear view mirror. I mean, there's only like this much space where the hood curves back. It went right above the rear view mirror, out back, right above the back glass, and lodged in the trunk of the trunk lid. Okay. And that's when the boss yelled, hey, you move again, goddamn, I'm going to punch you. Because every time I moved, he fired a shot. And in the end, he fired 13 shots. The first one killed our friend Richard. Second one, third one was definitely meant for me. The other ones, when I moved and stuff, were two. But, the second one, third one was proved, he's like trying to get me. The last shot, because it was a 6-shot revolver. So he shot Richard, second one, third one, fourth, fifth, he tried to get me. He reloaded it. That was probably when the cops showed up. The 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th was shooting at anything that moved. And the 13th, he put one between his own eyes and took the coward way out. But when it was all over with, okay, they come talk with us and whatnot. And they take a pair of tweezers, and I'll never forget, right here on this shoulder. They come over, or no, is it? Yeah, this shoulder. Right here on this shoulder. I was coming up in the truck, okay? Right where my head was before I slept on the diesel was a nice giant hole from a .45. It was an 8-inch barrel. I mean, a nice quarter-size hole right where my head had been. And you want to know how close he was and how the good Lord watched out for me that day, and why I would wake up and wonder why didn't he kill me? Why Richard first and all? They came over and took paint chips off of this shoulder right here. 2 or 3 yellow paint chips off of that yellow truck. That's how close my head was to getting blown off. That the paint chips landed right here on my shoulder. And, and I did. I fought with that for a while, post-traumatic, whatever you want to call it. He had 3 kids that weren't grown up. My kids were, my daughter was grown, He wasn't doing anything that I wasn't doing. Why did the guy choose to kill him instead of me first? If he'd shot me first, maybe Richard could have got away. But I guess you got to be there and be friends with someone to go through or feel something like that. I mean, and I wouldn't wish it on nobody. I really wouldn't. But I used to struggle with that. And every once in a while, you replay it, you wake up and why? Well, I think the good Lord answered it when he put me on this mission here. Why he called Richard home, I have no idea. But I think why he didn't call me home was because he had this mission right here for me to do. And I feel that wholeheartedly in my heart. And when people say they think that I'm determined, and and every one of these haters at one time said that they seen that look and how determined I was and all. They're the ones that turned their back on me. I never turned my back on nobody. I am just so determined on it and everything, because I really do. And that's where my spiritual journey started. And it didn't start in the beginning. I didn't know. I caught up with it when people started picking on to me about the cross that I had on the side. And I only started with one cross. And then I went on up to 3. Because as I got into the Bible and started reading and comprehending myself, and I found the chapters that they left out, like Enoch, then the whole Bible started making sense to me. It really did. And it makes a lot of sense to me. And it's simple. Lying is a sin. Tell as much truth as you can and be kind to others. You will get your rewards on this planet and in heaven. Okay? But first and foremost, there's a person that paid the ultimate price for us to be able to do that. And he paid a blood sacrifice by getting his side pierced. You have to go to him. Once you ask him for forgiveness and tell him you believe in it, whatever, he introduces you to the Father. And from then on, just pray to the Father, and your life is good, as far as I'm concerned. Everybody has their own beliefs and whatnot. But that's what I live for and stuff, and what I'm going to live for. Man, it's changed my whole life over the last 10 years. You go back, these idiots want to bring up stuff in the past. I never said that I haven't ever been arrested. Hell, I told y'all I used to be one of the biggest cokeheads there was. I never went to prison or nothing over it. No. And the thing that they're showing, a probation violation, it was violation on a traffic freaking ticket or something like that. Okay, it's bullshit. It's total bullshit. But, to each your own and whatever and la-di-da. If it was like any type of a real probation, they would already arrested me, extradited me and all. But here's the thing that they don't tell you and they don't know. I was on probation when I was a kid. Back when I was 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, I was on probation then. Yeah. I spent a year in the reform school. How do you think I cooked on the tuna boats? I took a year class of cooking at Florida School for Boys, Okeechobee, Florida. Route 2, Box 250, Okeechobee, Florida. Don't remember zip code, but I was in Campanella Cottage. And you know what I did to end up there? Okay, I was only supposed to be there for 30-day turnaround, beyond the control of parents. I ran away from home. I didn't like getting beat. I didn't like the foster parents, whatever. But that was my charge, to go to reform school, beyond the control of parents. Okay? Just so happened to steal a knife out of the kitchen, made plans to maybe take someone's keys and stuff, take their car and break out of there. Knife was found. Kids squealed our plan to the counselors, and I ended up spending a year there. But you know what? When I look back at it, just like when I got a spanking from my dad or something, it's the best thing in the life that ever happened to me. It made me the person and the man I am today. And that reform school, it taught me a lot. It taught me how to cook. And when I finally said, look, I had enough, and they let me out of the reform school that year later, I knew exactly what I was going to do. I wasn't going to have nothing to do with parents or nothing no more. I was just going to boogie my ass on to another state. Come get me if you want me. And that's exactly what I did. And I was emancipated to an adult in San Diego, California at age 16. But that's another story. And these idiots that say I'm a bum, I've worked all my life. I was cooking on the tuna. Oh, hell, when I was in the foster homes, I was working McDonald's, throwing newspapers, whatever. And I don't mind sharing my life. I really don't. There's nothing, if anybody really asked me, that I wouldn't tell you. But, just like if they were to ask me, hey, are you this James Stevens? Is this your picture? No, that's not my picture. They can argue that with me all they want. It's not my picture. B, there's other James H. Stevens, I'm sure and that used to be my name. I don't hide that. And or someone used my name. I don't know. But I do know I've never been arrested for abuse of anything, child, animal, adult, or not. And it's a shame that, they're going to slander me all and whatnot, but eventually that will be proven. I mean, if I'd done it, I wouldn't have no problem admitting it to anyone. What you do in the past is the past. Don't hold things in the past against people. Why do you think I forgive these trolls? It's up to Yahweh to take care of them, and hopefully law enforcement. But I heard finally from law enforcement today in Richmond, they're not going to do a thing. So it's up to Yahweh, and I'm sure He will. Okay? Now, if they get rid of their demon, they find salvation, and come to the Father and are forgiven, that's cool too. That's even cooler. I'll see them on the other side and give them a big hug. You know what I mean? But if not, oh well, I don't want to be where they're going to go. Hey folks, let me get out of here. Don't mean to bore you like this all day and whatnot, but thank you so much for joining in. And see, that's what these TNTs are about, like when I do them on the Facebook and all. You never know what I'm going to say or what story it's going to go to. And please, I have no reason to lie to you. It's an open book. You want to know about something? I'll tell you. I'll tell you the truth. And it's up to you whether you want to believe it or not. It's up to you whether you want to believe 3 or 4 people that are trolling me and the stupid things that they're saying, like I beat my dogs and stuff. Or you want to just go look back at stories and stuff on me in the internet the last 10 years. And you won't see nobody else over 10 years saying that my dogs are mistreated or anything like that. You'll see thousands and thousands and thousands of posts thanking me for what I'm doing and all. You know what I mean? And that's why it's so important to me that when someone calls me out, says I've abused a child or something, I don't want the world to think that of 420 Jim. Not at all. I don't care if they think that about James H. Stevens Jr. But I don't want them to think that because I take it seriously when I represent the vets and stuff. Just like if I'd known the idiot that started this, the Bong father, had beat his wife. He don't argue the fact he beat his wife. He argues the fact whether he was convicted and how much time he did over it. I didn't do 7, you're a liar, I didn't do that. Okay, he only did 5 and not 7. I don't care if he did 1 day. I have seen the paperwork where he was convicted for beating his wife. There's 2 things that 420 Jim just will not tolerate in his life. There's 2 things I will not tolerate in my life. Somebody that beats up on their old lady and someone that beats up on a kid. I will get involved best I can when I can. I won't do like this idiot that says that he witnessed me beat my dog, but he was cowardly enough not to do nothing about it. But, 3, 4, 5 months later, he wants to slander me all over the internet about it. Yeah, I'm more of a man. I see somebody, hitting on a woman or whatnot. That's more amped to get me in a fight, in a situation, than anything else in this world. I cannot I was brought up differently. You do not hit women, okay? Defend yourself, yes, but you do not hit women. I will step in if I see someone hitting a woman. May get my ass beat. Maybe I'll stop something. Maybe they'll both tell me to butt the up, but I'm definitely going to step in and say something. And the same with a child. I see somebody. There's a difference between spanking or disciplining a child. And we all know this. We got common sense as to where someone's actually physically abusing a child. I won't put up with that. And if people have a problem with that, just like I hate pedophiles, okay? I think pedophiles need to take a long walk off a short pier. And if that is against anybody, so be it. Please get off my page because, yeah. Anyhow, peace, love, and cannabis for all. One team, one dream, united we stand. We try, we can all get a bong. Please join me back at 8 o'clock. Let me run my mouth a little more. I love you all.